Hi Libra, happy spring. Welcome to your March 2022 astrological forecast. So the sun is in Pisces up until the 20th. And there's a new moon in Pisces on the 2nd. And Mercury moves into Pisces on the 9th and is moving very fast. It's zipping right through Pisces and moving into Aries, your opposite sign, okay, on the 27th. So where you have Pisces in your chart is your 6th house. So this new moon here on the 2nd means a new beginning somewhere or other, right? 6th house is the kind of work that you do. It's the workplace, it's your co-workers, your work schedule, the very building even that you work in. It's also your house of health and the house of service. At the same time that you have the Sun and Mercury here, you also have Jupiter and Neptune transiting here. So having Jupiter here means like a good fortune in this area. In the workplace, there may be a new co-worker or new boss or new company policy or something or other that possibly made your workload a little bit easier. Could be on new equipment, it could be new software even, or something, or a new way of doing something. You know, a lot of things have changed since the pandemic, so maybe whatever was changed is going to be adopted from here on in, and that's the way things are done now. It'll become the standard or whatever way of doing things. So new moon here, if you are self-employed, it could mean you are getting a new client or beginning some kind of new kind of work. You know, it's the kind of work that you do, so you could have been branching out in some way or other in regards to work. You're possibly doing something on the side, okay? Having Neptune here when it was here just by itself, you know, as far as your health goes, a lot of times that was kind of up in the air. You may have had some hard to diagnose ailments. A lot of times allergies are formed at this time and not sure where they came from, totally out of the blue, especially an allergic reaction to even prescribed medications or foods that never bothered you even before. Now that Jupiter has moved here, though, I'd have to say your health is improving in some way or other. And if you were having a hard time, even your doctors were having a hard time trying to figure out what the hell was the matter with you, this would help. This Jupiter here will help bring all of that to light. You know, it could be something very minor, actually, but you weren't sure, and neither were they. So, you know, after a while you get tired of going from doctor to doctor if nobody wants to tell you anything. You could actually end up learning something by accident on the internet, you know, that is what you have, whatever it is that you have, and it's treatable. You know, it's not a very big deal is what I'm saying, okay? A lot of times, though, too, having Jupiter here does make you gain weight. Okay, it expands. That's what Jupiter does. It expands wherever it is transiting. Okay, so it could be expanding your waistline. But it could also be expanding, if you're self-employed, your client list. Okay, more clients at this time. You're in more demand. You have a lot of like really beneficial people coming into your life that are very helpful to you, you know, and you can also be helpful to them, but it looks like you're more on the benefiting end of it, which is good, okay, especially around this new moon. Again, a new beginning in this area of your life. But there is a full moon on the 18th in the sign of Virgo in your 12th house. It's directly across from your 6th house. I don't think it's too much of a big deal. The 12th house, though, is the house of secrets and behind the scenes actions taken by you or someone else. You could find out something possibly about a co-worker or your company that you work for, or something about your job, or anything. You could find out anything at this time. But it's usually work related, about someone that you work with, okay, or that you know through work, or some way or other. Or it could be if you are in a position where you are being helped by someone, or you are helping them, it's a 50-50 kind of thing. You could find out a little bit of something about why they've asked you to help them and not someone else, or, it could be interesting to you, or a little bit whatever. You're wondering a little bit about it. Okay, anyway, so Venus and Mars have been traveling together, okay? They were in Capricorn and are still in Capricorn up until the 5th. But after that, they move into Aquarius on the 6th in your 5th house, where you have the sign of Aquarius. And they're here till the end of the month into next month. So you have the love planets in your 5th house of romance, okay? Romance and creativity and fun and speculation and games of any kind and sports and entertainment and parties, okay? This is the house of creativity even. So if you were working on something creative, this will really light a fire under your ass, okay? It'll really get you going. Mars does that, okay? Venus here makes you very romantic, actually. If you're seeing someone at this time, you're a little bit more romantic than you normally are. You have Saturn here at the same time, so you have to remember that. And having Saturn here put like a dullness to your enthusiasm for fun. You just were like one of those people that, I dare you to make me have fun, because I won't. I'm tired of going to the same places. I'm tired of seeing the same people. I never meet anybody new. Why am I going to these parties? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now Venus and Mars came along to shake this area up. So now would be your time to like try to attend stuff like that right now. If you're invited to do something, something a little different, actually, too, because this is any form of entertainment. This is like dancing, you dancing or going to watch dancers, but it's also like going to a play or the theater or live music, If you, again, if you are in the middle of a creative project, it will get an extra boost now at this time. Having Saturn here does give you the ability to work on something very tedious, long hours and all that stuff, and could be kind of boring even. Tired of doing the same thing, and then this Venus and Mars comes along and just, again, puts breathes new life into whatever. Okay, even your zest for fun. Okay, so the Sun moves into Aries on the 20th. Mercury moves here on the 27th. Aries is your opposite sign. Where you have Aries in your chart is your 7th house. It's directly across from your 1st house of Libra. Okay, Jupiter will be moving here like in May in your 7th house. Okay, so it's really, really good. This is the house of partnerships, business, romantic, close friends, many, many other things. But when Jupiter's here, sometimes people get married, okay? This Venus and Mars in your 5th house in Aquarius, if you may even just start seeing someone, you may begin a romance at this time, and then by the time May rolls around, I'm not saying you're going to get married. I'm just saying, you could be like thinking, boy, this is the person for me. I don't need to see anybody. I don't want to see anybody else, and kind of like go exclusive. So right now, though, your focal point when the Sun moves here will be your close relationships. Any other time, it might be like a bit of a challenge for you this time of year every year. Okay, but I don't think so now. There's nothing really too much that you can't handle. It's just the Sun and Mercury here. Eventually, Mars, when Mars moves here, that's when it's like a real pain in the ass, but by that time, I believe Jupiter will already be here, so forget about that. Anyways, You know, if you having Mercury here does make you want to discuss your close relationships. If you wanted to like get something off your chest, now would be the time. If you wanted to do something a little different, change it, something in your relationship, this would be the time to do it. This is at the end of the month and goes into next month, so it'll be more highlighted then. But again, just having the sun in your seventh house, this too, you have to remember, is also the house of competitors, open enemies, meaning people who get on your nerves. Everybody knows you don't get along, you two don't get along, so it's no big deal, which makes them open. Everybody knows about it, right? It's also the house of contracts, you know, verbal and written. Lawyers wanting to come up with contracts and stuff. So this would be a time, if you're hit with anything like that, to really go over it. You know, Mercury's in direct motion right now. You know what questions to ask, you know. Not necessarily needing to sign right away even. Okay, so the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign. And the moon is in Libra on the 18th, 19th, and 20th. And the best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign. And your opposite sign is Aries, and those dates are the 4th and 5th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 1st, 13th, 14th, 15th, 27th, and 28th. The best time for money is the 6th, 7th, 8th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. The best time for your career is the 11th, 12th, and 13th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 8th, 9th, 10th, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. So I would like to thank my subscribers for your continued support. Thank you for liking and sharing and even commenting on the videos. If you're new to my channel and you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and like and share it and comment below. Also, check out Ask Me a Question in the description box below. There's a link there. Okay, Ask Me a Question is for people who would only like to know maybe one or two things about their chart. Okay, if you would like to know everything though about your chart, there's a link there to my website where you can get more information on that. And check out my weekly forecast too. So I will see you next week. Goodbye.